Hi everyone, meet again in our daily transfer updates. Well, we got some few interesting things to talk today. Firstly, we have a T1 update from France, and then we have some updates on Sancho. Although it's not that Tier 1, but it's an update nonetheless. And then we have updates on Chris Smalling, new development apparently on Chris Smalling negotiation with Roma. And lastly, of course, we're going to talk about our headlines today. Schmeichel and De Gea, right? So basically, let's start with that, right? So what happened is basically at the Sun, well, we know the Sun is not the most reliable source, but nonetheless, this just came out of nowhere, stating that United apparently is looking at the possibility of replacing Kasper Schmeichel. I'm sorry, replacing David De Gea with Kasper Schmeichel. So you can read all about it. We have the links here. We have the link here if you want to read about it. But there's not too much of an info given by Sun. Just that I say that Solskjaer is interested in exploring the possibility of getting Kasper Schmeichel, because all of the problem that De Gea had this season. So basically, I think it's a very general report. I think everyone knows that the problem that De Gea has this season and the problem that we are facing with De Gea this season. But I think Ole still maintain that De Gea is his number one, and this suddenly came out of nowhere. So I'm not sure how credible this source is because I didn't see anyone else talking about it at the moment. So we just have to wait and see. But I think if I were to rate this story, I would give just 2.5 out of 5. It's very wild rumors. I would say. I just wrote that wild rumors, right? Wild rumor just appeared like Pokemon. Poop. So I won't be too much. I won't be too excited or too bogged down on this story. But it's just some interesting thing I will share with you guys because it just popped up from nowhere. And then let's go to our Tier 1 updates. Tier 1 updates. So our Tier 1 update from Mohamed Bouhafsi. He's a reporter from French. So basically saying that the agent of Gabriel has met with a United representative and they are discussing on the possibility of a deal at the moment. So since this is Tier 1, so I can safely and confidently say that we are really in for Gabriel. So he's basically now, I can say, number one option for centre back. So because previously I said we are linked with Torres, we are linked with Gabriel, and then another centre back, I forgot, Badiashile, right? But since this story came out, so looks like we are really going for Gabriel. But the problem is that we are not the only club for him. There are a few clubs lining up for him. Like I said in our last video, it's Everton and apparently Chelsea is joining in, right? But apparently, as from Bouhafsi sources, it said that currently Napoli is the one who is leading the race because Napoli is chasing him for quite some time now, and we are just in for him. We're just jumping the queue at the moment, so we have to wait and see. But well, to be honest, if you get to choose between Napoli and United, no disrespect to Napoli and Everton, considering the wages that we can offer and the fact that we have Champions League football, I think we have a good chance of getting Gabriel. If the decision is up to him, I think we have a real good chance. But first, of course, we have to meet the buyout clause or the fee that Leo wants it. I think we have no problem, meeting that fee or exceeding that fee because the quota fee is around 30 million euros. So I don't think United have any problem with that, right? He's kind of cheap. If you think about it, I think one of the reasons why we are going in for him, but he's not just cheap, but his quality he has potential to be a really good center back. So I'm quite happy with this story. Seems like it means business as opposed of getting things done one at a time like we used to do, like one deal at a time. It seems like we are moving towards a few deals at a time. Yeah, I know we are talking about Smalling. I'm going to talk about that later on, and we're still heavily in discussion with Dortmund and Sancho, if so to believe. And now we are talking about this, so that's a good change for United. Sort of killing many birds with one stone, if I can use that phrase. So that's a good change. So I'm kind of liking it, right? It's a good change from Woodward. So as far as Gabriel's story is concerned, I'm quite confident if we can meet the fee, if we can offer, yes, I think overall we can offer a better package compared to the other clubs that are lining up for him. So we just have to wait and see. And of course, the big one, everyone wants to know, Jadon Sancho, right? So earlier on, I've reported that basically Rich Face stated that United are trying to use the Bruno Fernandes strategy, which they feel works for them, during that deal to get the fee lower. But an more latest source stating that from this transfer news account, well, it's not a tier 1 account or even tier 2, but usually this account has been quite good in the past few. It's been quite good in regard transfer. But so I think that there's some weight into this story. State that it's very close in getting Jadon Sancho, right? And they are trying to get the moment they are trying to figure out the payment structure. That's the only thing that's been holding up. So basically, if I can like compress all the sources that we got from the first I started doing this transfer update, it's quite consistent. Kind of like the theme is United and Dortmund kind of like already agreed on a fee. Just that United are trying to get a arrangement or structure of the payment that suits them, so they would not want to pay like the 120 million euros upfront fee. They just want to have like 80 million or 60 million. The quote 60 million has been quoted, right? 60 million fee, and try to pay that installment and add on. So I believe, with all the sources gearing or moving or sounding towards that theme, so I think that is true. So I think I'm really confident that is what's exactly happening right now behind the scenes. So we just have to wait and see again. So but I really feel that it's only a matter of time that Jadon Sancho will be a United player, right? Of course, I just heard an interesting story as well. They said that United might want to announce Sancho on 7th of August, which I'm not sure if it's gonna happen, right? If we were to look at the way we do dealings before, we took like ages to do dealings. But like I said on Gabriel's story just now, that we are working on a few days at a time. So that might be changes in how we are doing dealings. So it might be 7 August. Well, it's a date that we want to look out for, right? It might be true, right? And one of the reasons that they're stating 7 August, that they are comparing with Aaron Bissaka deal, where we announce him on the 29th, and Maguire we announce on the 5th, right? That is consistent with the number that we're going to give them. So the concept here is that we're going to give Sancho the number 7 shirt, and we're going to announce it on the 7th of August. That's a bit cheesy if you ask me, but still my feeling is that it's not going to be that early. I think it might take some more time. But like I said, yeah, we agree that both parties agreed to do this deal, but how the payment, I think that there's still quite some time for Dortmund to really want to accept how United want to pay, or how United want to structure the payment. Because I always believe that Dortmund would want a bigger fee up front, and United would want the opposite. So it's kind of hard getting into the middle, but we're moving. But the story is moving somewhere, so it's a positive sign, good sign, right? So, and then on Smalling, well, I was surprised about this story, because I think I'm quite confident that he will play football in Italy next season. But apparently Roma doesn't feel he's worth the fee. As our previous update, it's only 2 million euros, I think, is the difference between Roma's valuation and United valuation. So United is not going to lower the fee, playing hardball, which is good for once. I'm really happy about that. So there's a lot of changes on United doing dealings this window, which is good, which is positive. Let's see what's going to happen until the end of transfer. Is it, are we changing a new leaf? Has that we would learn from his past mistake? But with regards to Smalling here, United is playing hardball. United do not want to lower their transfer fee. Again, like I said, it's very good because if you can see, we always keep getting screwed in the transfer market, where people are buying our players on the cheap, but asking really premium price for their players. If I can give you an example, I think Ruud van Nistelrooy, we just sold him for 11 million to Real Madrid. Can you imagine? Van Nistelrooy just 11 million to Madrid, right? It's ridiculous, right? We keep being screwed in the transfer market. I don't know what's the thinking behind that. So now that we are playing hardball, which is good because I think because Smalling has been performing in the Serie A with Roma, so I think that's kind of like jack up his price, right? So I think United have every right to stick with their valuation and play hardball. So now it seems like Smalling will return to United, and he won't even have the chance to compete or to play Europa League with Roma. So one source said he could be back to United as early as next week. So we just have to wait. Maybe I'm expecting a more substantial updates on Smalling tomorrow. So let's see what happens there. And lastly, well, our new friend Sergio Mendes. Well, this is another rumors that come out. Okay, maybe not out of nowhere. We have been linked with Josh King before, right? So, but Sergio Mendes said that King is very close to return back to United. If you, for those of you that doesn't know, that King has been with our reserve team for a few years before he moved on. So Mendes said that we are very close to signing him, right, to replace Igalo, which I think, I'm not sure how credible is this, but in terms of whether King fits to United, I think it does make sense because he's relatively young, and he is someone who is willing to come and become the backup striker on a backup center forward to play in a rotation role, as compared to like someone like Jimenez we talked earlier on. I didn't see that one happening, but this one I see this one happening. If United really wants Josh King, right? I think since Bournemouth has been relegated, I think we can get him on a relatively cheaper fee, and I think if we were to offer him, he would come and he would accept the role of not being a starter, right? And this would fit United perfectly because Igalo is going, right? He's on loan. We have to accept that he will be going, he will be leaving. So having another proven Premier League striker to as a backup for Martial to improve our squad depth, that would make a lot of sense if we were to go for Josh King, right? But we have to wait on a more credible source, right? So basically that's the updates I have for you for today. The most interesting being the Schmeichel and replacing the Gea story, right? I'm not sure how true is that. We have to wait and see if the other sources will report that. But that's all for today. So what are your thoughts on our transfer up to now? I know some of the fans are quite annoyed because still no transfer, no substantial news yet. But I had a feeling that we are going somewhere. I had a feeling the transfer team is like changing the style. So see, we are doing some few dealings, one at the same time as opposed to one deal at a time like we used to do, right? So we'll see what happens. So don't forget to subscribe if you haven't subscribed yet, and click the bell button so you can be notified for new content, especially our daily updates, because I know United fans who want to know daily transfer updates, right? That's the only thing we want to talk about, right, during this transfer window. And of course, please like the video, and see you tomorrow and another transfer update video. Hopefully there's more interesting news tomorrow. Bye bye.